Good day, everybody. I'm James Stavridis, the Dean of the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at Tufts University. And it's January. We're just starting to see students come back to campus. We'll have everybody back in a couple more days. But I wanted to kick off this year with first an announcement. We have completed the strategic plan for the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy. It took us a year, which is what we predicted it would take. And it covers every aspect of where we hope to take the school in the years to come. We're going to start rolling it out over the next couple of months, give everyone a good look at the plan, and then move into execution. So you'll be hearing quite a bit about that as this new year unfolds here at the Fletcher School. But what I wanted to talk about this morning very quickly was something that I love, and you can tell that just looking at the backdrop, which is books. Like everybody, I read a lot of books in 2014. That's one of the really attractive parts about being part of the academic world. You have time to read and to think and to process ideas. So I'm going to just hit 5 books that I really enjoyed last year. And I'd love to hear back from you about books that you read and you enjoyed. But here are 5 that I would recommend. The first one is a novel by a wonderful writer. His name is Ha Jin. And he's now American, but he immigrated to the United States from China many years ago. He's a teacher at Brandeis, right here in the Boston area. His book is called A Map of Betrayal, and it's the story of a Chinese espionage agent working here in the United States of America, and the longing that that Chinese espionage agent feels for China, his home, but also his growing sense of affection for life here in the United States. It's a very interesting take on the spy novel, and I highly recommend it. Secondly, we're a school of law and diplomacy, so I've got to recommend Henry Kissinger's new book. Dr. Kissinger, of course, has written magnificently for 50 years about diplomacy. His new book is terrific. It's called World Order and looks at the progression from the Treaty of Westphalia over 400 years ago to the very messy, unstructured world we live in today. Henry Kissinger's World Order. Very good. Nonfiction, obviously. Third book is a novel. It's a funny title. It's called Station 11. And it's a book about the world after a pandemic. So if we look at the Ebola crisis and we think what could have been the dark end of that spectrum, a true pandemic. This is a novel that unpackages that, explores it, and it's a world in which the vast majority of the population has died in the pandemic, and the centerpiece is a troupe of Shakespearean actors who go around this post-apocalyptic world trying to restore culture and order. It's beautifully written, and I highly recommend it. Fourth is a collection of short stories about a very serious situation in the world, which is the ongoing wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's written by a young veteran of the Marine Corps, Phil Clay, and the book of short stories is called Redeployment. And redeployment is a word in military jargon that means coming back home to the United States after being deployed to Afghanistan or to Iraq. This is a book of beautifully realized stories that are set both in the U.S. and in Iraq and partly in Afghanistan, looking at that collection of wars. And again, I highly recommend it as a very serious read, hard book to read in many ways, but it will help us all understand the life that our servicemen and women endure in those worlds as well as when they come home. And the last book is an area of personal research and interest of mine, which is the Arctic. The book is called In the Kingdom of Ice by Hampton Sides. It's nonfiction about a doomed expedition which went to the high north back at the beginning of the last century. Well, those are my 5 books that I would recommend, and I would certainly hope that you'll have some ideas. We can share those. Those were my top 5 from 2014. We'll post a longer list of 10 as well. Lastly, I just want to say in terms of books, we're going to have another wonderful Fletcher Reads event where we give all of our students a copy of a terrific book, in this case, Absurdistan. It's a book by Gary Shteyngart about the post-Soviet space. It's a very interesting book to read, particularly in the context today of events in Ukraine and Russia. It will help us all understand how that Russian mentality is part of the post-Soviet space. So, a little bit of a book talk today. Next up, you'll be hearing from me about the strategic plan. Many thanks. Good to have everybody back from the holiday, and all the best from the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy.